Hey, Wrestle fans. You're listening to the Wednesday Night War podcast, episode 68, A Disclaimer.
Oh, my God. Oh, my.
What's up, Warheads? Wednesday Night War podcast, episode 68. I'm DJ, sitting here with the fully recovered Mr. Brett Miles.
Wow, you're like just throwing my last name out there lately.
Am I not supposed to?
No, it's literally on my Twitter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you plug your social
and
media
my
at the
Facebook.
end.
Yeah, and my Instagram.
Right, and your MySpace, and your Live Journal.
And my Face Space, and my Friendster.
Ooh, okay.
Really
Your
my
AOL
tout.
Messenger.
My AIM.
Your AIM.
Is good shit.
Yes, your ICQ.
I don't know what that is.
That was also a messenger, a competitor of AIM back in the day.
Did you say Live Journal?
Yes, I did.
I think I had one of those for like a minute.
Yeah. BrettMiles.angelfire.com.
Yo, if somebody wants to do that,
Can you still buy .angelfire?
figure it out.
You just put just a spinning thing of your name and a counter of how many people visited, and that's it, because that's all those websites ever were.
Or if you want to type in brettmiles.geocities.com and just have it redirect to I don't know.
Hey, friends. This is a disclaimer. We're about to talk about a website that we name here that Brett brings up, and I have no idea what it is, and I look it up live. So don't do that. Don't be like me. Don't look up this website until you are at home, possibly by yourself, not surrounded by any children or anyone with a weak stomach. Just don't. I'm leaving it in because it's hilarious, but just don't. You're going to hear it right after this. Just don't go to that website until you're in a safe place.
Sorry, everyone.
Thank you. I'm sorry, too.
Meat spin.
I don't want to know what meat spin is.
What? You don't know what meat spin is?
I don't.
Oh, baby.
I don't think it's podcast appropriate.
I got something for you
don't-
after the show.
Listen, I don't ever want a grown man to ever look at me and say, I got something for you in regards to meat spin. I don't know what it is.
You really don't know what meat
I don't know what meat spin is.
Fucking hell.
Oh, no.
All right.
Should I look it up right now and get my live reaction? No.
You know what? I mean, hey, go ahead.
.com?
Make sure that the sound is on your phone.
On?
Yeah. Meat spin.
Okay,
What is happening?
My sound is off.
No, turn it on.
No.
Turn it on.
Why would you do this? I have to cut this out of the show. No, we have to start over. This can't be a thing. We can't have this. People are going to get in so much trouble because of this podcast. This can't be a thing. It's both exactly what I thought. It's both exactly what I thought it would be, and nothing of what I expected. I'm going to turn your microphone down because you're just blowing the levels here.
I can't believe you fucking did that. Oh no.
Don't.
Oh, by the way, not safe for work.
Yeah, don't go there. I don't even know. We might have to start this show.
Pro wrestling, let's go. This is done. I don't even care who won this week. Fuck them all.
I'm crying.
Oh my God.
That's all right. That's gonna get us kicked off a whole bunch of things. Please do not go to meatspin.com at work. I'm going to have to put in a disclaimer. I'm going to have to go back in the beginning and put in a disclaimer. I'm gonna do that in post. I have to put in. I'm gonna write in my notebook right now. Meatspin.com disclaimer about 2 minutes into the the Okay. So if you're listening to this right now, you've already heard the Meatspin disclaimer. Do not go there. Just don't do it. I mean, maybe at home, on your own.
I love the internet so much. So the first time I ever saw it. Somebody did it in like my senior accounting class.
Okay.
It was just immediate red flag.
I mean, it's hypnotic. All right, time to close that out. Hey, Wrestle fans.
Why are you stopping open?
This is the Wednesday Night War podcast. We're here to talk about AEW and NXT. I can't believe this is a thing that just happened. This is okay. All right.
I'm done.
All right. Well,
Oh,
Brett,
man.
how are you?
I feel rejuvenated.
Okay, good.
I feel alive right now.
I mean, no matter what we say, we're not going to get anywhere better than that. So, what news do we have to talk about in regards to AEW and/or NXT?
Oh, well, something that could affect us in the future. WWE Network's moving to Peacock.
Oh well. Oof. Contrary to what you may have just heard, you can visit peacock.com.
Are you sure it's Peacock?
I don't know.
Be careful.
Well, I mean, that's a bird, so was the other one. Yeah, peacock.com directs you to peacocktv.com.
Oh, man, I'm fucking
That's a
crying.
safe one. Go there. Go to Peacock TV.
Okay.
Because that's where WWE Network's going to be.
Yeah, starting
Convince someone to give him $1 billion.
in March, I think like end of March, WWE Network's exclusively going to be through there,
Mm-hmm.
which made me laugh a lot this week.
Okay.
Because a lot of people were like bitching about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, guys, if you read the article,
Mm-hmm.
the price point's going to be the same as WWE Network,
Right.
and you're going to get like a fuck ton of other
You
stuff.
get The Office.
Like, it's the same,
Right.
man.
Right.
What do you like?
I think as long with The Office, it also has the 1990s Savage Dragon cartoon.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, Savage Dragon's a comic book. But
The only thing
anyway,
I know is Savage Animal
yeah, no.
or
Yeah.
Savage Garden.
So and it's $5. Like you can get the ad version for $5, and I don't think they're going to be putting ads in your WWE content. Maybe in the old stuff, but like watching a pay per view, they're not going to throw a commercial in the middle of it.
And there's rumors of them doing the big 4 pay-per-views as actual pay-per-views again. So you're going to have to buy them again.
Okay.
Which right now, probably not the best idea with the quality of the programming, I assume.
I'll tell you right now. Not that I don't watch any of the regular WWE programming, unless there's something really stupid like Randy Orton's hot dog nose. But I wouldn't buy Mania for a pay per view price.
Oh, absolutely not.
I don't think I've been satisfied. Not that they've been bad, but I don't think I've been WrestleMania satisfied in 3 or 4 years.
It's been
not longer.
It's been a long time. But really, what this all wraps around to with NXT is that NBC Sports Network is going to be folded at the end of the year,
right?
Which means Wednesday Night Hockey
Mm-hmm.
is going to be moving to the USA Network.
And so we're going to be a hockey podcast.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
I am.
Yeah, I know. You fuddy-duddy.
Sorry.
So we'll see how that affects NXT.
So
I mean, granted, it's not going to happen until next year.
right.
So we have 11 months,
Right.
just about.
And who knows if we're going to be able to keep doing this for another 11 months. But do you think they just put NXT right on Peacock and just have everything NXT exclusive there and try and grab the viewership that way?
I mean,
Do you think they're dead set on having it be a television show on regular on cable?
I don't know. I don't know if
They're not blowing the roof off with the ratings or anything.
they're not, but also at the same time, I'd like to see what was in that spot before NXT started and what the ratings were.
Well, so I do
Like,
know
was
that
it a rerun of
NXT.
Psych, I'm sure.
Yeah, I do know NXT is doing better typically than I think hockey was at that same like on the other channels or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, with more outlets, if they can pull some more subscribers in, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting going forward,
Especially if it's preempted by hockey all the time. You know,
well, and that's like a staple
Right.
of NBC Sports.
they're not
Network
going to
is
get rid of
Wednesday
hockey.
night.
Right?
Hockey.
They're not going to get rid of hockey.
No, of
So,
course not. And
yeah.
I know it's not at night, but I know Premier League Soccer that's going to be moving to USA
Yeah.
Network now.
Silk
but
stockings.
Lefebvre Nikita,
Yes, right.
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Renegade.
yeah. Jesus Christ.
Um,
So we'll see moving forward how that affects it, but
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye. It's still a while out. People
It's
like to panic. I mean, they spend a lot of money for this thing, so they're probably going to treat it right. And for whatever reason, NBC seems to think that it's a draw. I don't seem to think that, but all right.
Well, we'll see what's up with it.
I guess, but like things like Mania would be and stuff. So if they get Mania, then that makes sense. But like, I don't know that anybody watching
and they could do
Undertaker True Hollywood Stories is going to pull people into the Peacock. You know what I mean?
I think what they'll do is the model that like UFC has, where you have ESPN Plus. You pay so much a month for that. You get like the fight nights free of charge, like through ESPN Plus. The pay-per-views you still have to buy.
Right.
So I'm wondering, like, okay, maybe it's the big 4 pay-per-views that they're going to charge you for.
And I honestly, like, if the product was better, I don't have a problem with that. I think WrestleMania should be treated like a special enough event that you could do that. But when the company itself doesn't treat it that way, then you have an issue.
I mean, it's hard right now too with the world.
Yeah, but again, Mania hasn't been good for a bunch of years,
because they try to make Mania like 7 hours long. It just doesn't work. Right. Split it over 2 days.
I think they're going to probably be doing that moving forward.
Well, they're doing it this year, but not moving forward.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they already announced like the next 3 Manias.
Yeah.
So you have Tampa this year.
Oh yeah, they did that dumb thing
Dallas.
Dallas, with Stephanie and Trips under fake names. News anchors.
Yeah,
right.
Dallas next year, and then I think Hollywood the year after. But those are only 1 day. So we'll see. Let's see. Other NXT adjacent news.
Yes.
We'll say. NXT UK officially announced the signing of Miko Satomura.
Great signing.
Holy hell.
I don't know the details. I don't know if she's a coach and a wrestler or just a coach.
I think she's going to be a wrestler because Trips and HBK were like hyping it up real hard on Twitter.
I mean, you don't get much better.
No.
In any federation, in any wrestling league, in any company, male or female, you don't get much better than Satomura. So
all I know is give me Satomura Io, and then eventually give me Satomura and Sasha Banks.
I mean, Sasha has said that's her dream match. That's a WrestleMania match right there. I think that'd be worth it. That's
she's killer.
Signing. Absolutely.
She's so damn good.
Yeah.
And then I guess we can quickly go over the AEW figures that got revealed. What was it, yesterday? For Series 4?
Day before, maybe?
Whenever it was.
Yeah, one of those days.
So Series 4 of the AEW figures, the much maligned AEW figures, you have Kenny Omega, Cody, Santana and Ortiz, Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
Am I missing anybody else?
I don't think so.
I think it's 5 Align, maybe?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So those are coming out. They've been up for pre-order already.
Yeah.
I will say this: the head scans and the skin tone and everything look 100 times better than especially for Kenny. I think blows it out of the water.
Good. I mean, they should have just got that shit in order first. So that we didn't get 3 Kennys and 19 Codys.
Well, and from what I read, I guess they switched up like the whatever paint factory or whatever that they did for the first series or 2. So, and then an image released today of the back of a Series 5.
Yes.
Which was Cody, or no, not Cody. See, it's all Cody.
Cody.
I believe it was Moxley, Hangman, Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy.
Yes.
So, I mean, you and I feel like we're definitely figure guys.
Sure.
We are. It is what it is. And I was honestly very impressed with their reveals yesterday. I was very impressed with them.
I think they look good. I think the Santana and Ortiz especially look really cool. I'm not going to get any of them.
Yeah.
Just, I like my action figures, but for wrestling figures, for how much they cost, they got to be a guy I really love.
I do agree with that.
Like the Vader, the Target exclusive Vader that's coming out.
Oh my god,
that's a must buy along with everybody else in the world. So it's gonna be hard to get. But,
yes, it is.
But But yeah, I think they look good. The Ortiz is very close. Like if I had to buy one, gun to my head, the Ortiz comes with the flip flop.
See though, would you be able to just get the Ortiz and not the Santana?
Well, no, I'd probably get them both, but yeah. So they look good. They look really good, but yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they corrected ship.
I have 2 AEW figures, and both of them were Orange Cassidy.
I have 4.
Ooh.
I have Series 1 Omega, Series 2 Moxley, and then I have OC and Darby, which I still didn't take out of the box. I should.
I do have to say that Series 4 and now a leaked Series 5 and there is no Eddie Kingston is a travesty.
It's a goddamn shame.
It really is.
But we'll get there. And behind Joe Sposto's
yes.
Hashtag campaign,
yes.
Get Eddie Kingston a Series 5 figure, I believe.
Something like that.
Something of that nature.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, pal.
Well,
is that it for news?
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I didn't watch Impact on Tuesday.
Okay. Did anything happen that you know of?
No.
Okay.
Come
here for all the news.
Didn't really pay attention.
All right.
Probably something with Private Party. I did see the Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone promo they cut.
Okay.
And Khan was like, he's like, I have my own wrestling federation, and it's basically like my own fantasy league, and I could do what I want.
Okay.
So
yeah,
which is kind of right.
Right.
And then I did see some funny clips from Dark this week of -1 on commentary.
I watched that match. I went and watched it.
Yeah, I only saw the clips, but
he came out to do commentary.
That kid is funny.
He for the Preston Vance match number 10. He was actually entertaining on commentary.
Yeah.
I went and watched it. Didn't watch anything else. Although this Dark did look like it had a lot of good stuff on it with the Butcher and Blade wrestled. Lots of people we like. But the kid was funny. He just ragged on Excalibur the whole time. Was cracking Taz up.
Hey, anything that gets my man Taz chuckling, and then I approve.
After the match, he went in with the kendo stick and went crazy and had to get pulled off. And Pillman Jr. hopped in the ring to fight him. It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, good on all those guys, man.
Right.
Like, for real. Good on that company for treating that family the way that they deserve to be treated.
Yes.
So, I heard you have a little extra credit.
I do.
Who's giving you the extra credit?
I took it upon myself to watch something for the show.
Okay.
To talk about.
I'm intrigued.
So I watched it last night. Wrestling ended for me around 11:30. That's, fast forwarding through NXT commercials. And so I was like, all right, I'll watch this thing. It's about half an hour. And we'll see how it goes. And I wasn't going to bother to convince you to watch it. So extra credit on my own for the show.
Okay.
I watched the Bleacher Report AEW Dynamite Awards special on YouTube.
So I'm going to have a beef with this already.
Okay.
I originally saw the categories that got announced weeks ago.
Okay.
And one was like the best promo or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And Eddie Kingston wasn't a nominee.
Right. Was not.
So I immediately was just like, I'm tuned out.
All right. Well, I didn't know that until I watched it. But I watched it. And there's a bunch of awards. And I'm going to run them down.
I was just have to make sure you...
I'm going to run them down for you.
All right. Do it.
All right. So this was hosted by Schiavone with special correspondent Britt Baker.
Those two love each other. They're like best friends.
They really are like best friends.
It's hilarious.
So, and they had some famous people.
So, define famous.
Curtis Granderson.
Okay, he was a pretty good outfielder for a while.
Farva from Super Troopers.
I mean, that doesn't get bigger than that.
Somebody named Taylor Williamson. I don't know who he was. Comedian, I think.
Okay, I don't know.
Chael Sonnen.
Hey! Well, I mean, that dude's a fucking pro wrestler.
Right. A few other people. So, but we're going to run it down. You ready?
Hit me with it.
Do you want me to read all the nominees or just who won?
Whatever you want to do.
It's going to take a while. I'll fly through them. Curtis Granderson, first up, he gave the biggest beatdown award. Nominees were Inner Circle when they jumped OC, the Dark Order attacking the Nightmare Family, and the Nightmare Family and the Inner Circle brawl. The winner was the Inner Circle jumps Orange Cassidy.
That's sad.
Yeah. They cut to them, got a little award that looked weird, and then Britt Baker was like, no, you guys can't take these. We need these because they just handed the same awards and they're going to engrave them later.
Okay.
But I think
kind of like the MTV Moon Man.
Yeah, I think like Jericho and Sammy, except I don't remember. Then Farva and the other guy, that was in Super Troopers.
Which guy was that?
The guy in the beginning of Super... They're on that Tacoma FD together. That's a TV show they're on where they play firefighters. Okay. But the other dude, it's the one from Super Troopers who, in the very beginning, steals the cop car and goes, "Y'all like Mexico?" That one.
Okay.
All right. So they did hardest moment to clean up after.
Okay.
And the nominees were Orange Cassidy juices the inner circle, the parking lot brawl, the bunkhouse match, Big Swole trashes Britt Baker, and Chris Jericho's tweets and podcast guests. Oh no, that last one I made up. The winner was the parking lot brawl, which is bullshit because OC. Jericho's jacket's still orange.
Yeah.
Next up, Taylor Williamson, best Twitter follower, or just best Twitter follow. MJF, OC, Britt Baker, Nyla, and surprisingly not Shanna. Nyla wins that one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why either. Chael Sonnen with the biggest surprise award. We got the Hardy debut, the Jake confronts Cody, the Brody Lee is the exalted one, Sting's debut, and Miro is the best man. That goes to the Stinger.
Of course
it does.
Naturally.
They reshowed.
How many fucking awards?
There's
there?
A lot.
Holy
shit. They redid the Brody Lee tribute video, which is nice.
Cool.
Then Ron Funches came out to give the LOL award. And that was the nominees: the Dinner Debonair, the Brit Wax's Skiavone, the Vegas Trip, and the Young Bucks super kick MJF into the pool. And the winner was surprisingly not the Dinner Debonair, but in fact the Young Bucks.
Was it
MJF
really?
Oh, it 100% was.
God.
Then we got the WTF moment, also given by comedian Ron Funches. Cody's moonsault off the cage. Sammy gets hit by the golf cart. The Young Bucks frog splash off the stadium railing. MJF lashes Cody. Britt's broken nose. And Kenny Omega wins the title and leaves for Impact. Omega wins. Him and Cal's cut a promo about whatever heel nonsense. Then we got Camille Kostek, who I think is one of the new hosts of the new Wipeout.
I don't know. Isn't John Cena on that?
I believe so. Yeah. Yes. High Flyer Award. We got Phoenix, Mark Quinn, Nick Jackson, or Pac. That goes to Ray Phoenix.
Okay.
I was nervous about that one. Then we got Bert Kreischer, who is also the host of the Go Big Show.
So it's funny, real quick.
Like
they messed up his name on commentary.
They did,
and like him and Tom Segura, and like we're going back and forth. He's like, "Those motherfuckers."
Right. Tom Segura wasn't he the one that like came out against professional wrestling not that long ago?
Yeah, and then all the wrestlers bought into it.
Right. So this is best moment on Mike, the one you were angry about, and I have the note. No Eddie. Shock.
See, you know.
MJF's campaign speech. Cody accepts the dog collar match. Mox accepts the Inner Circle invite. Brandy confronts Jade, and OC debates Chris Jericho. And the winner was Cody accepting the dog collar match. Very weird.
That's wrong.
Very wrong. Then we got.
There's more.
There is more. Then we got Topanga.
Okay. Why didn't you like instantly tell me this?
Because she was there with Mr. Topanga. I don't know his name.
Give a fuck.
For the breakout star, they gave 2 awards, male and female.
Okay.
The male nominees were Orange Cassidy.
You could stop right there.
Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, and John Silver.
I mean, all 4-way tie?
Darby Allin.
Yeah, okay,
wins.
I'm fine.
I think OC was probably the bigger one. Action figure sells out real quick, but whatever.
I'd be fine with any of them.
Right. Females, we got Anna Jay, Tay Conti, Big Swole, Penelope Ford, and Hikaru Shida.
It's got to be Shida.
Shida wins. And then Shaquille O'Neal comes on.
Yeah, I saw
to give his PPV moment of the year. This is where he cuts his little Cody promo they replay where he calls Cody a punk twice and then a little girl for being blonde.
Yeah, it was real fucking bad.
Yeah, I'm glad that Shaq is really dedicating the time. Like, he didn't even get up from behind the Sports Center desk or whatever the hell he's doing. NBA Tonight, whatever he does with Charles Barkley.
NBA on TNT, come on.
Whatever.
Dog. Inside the NBA.
So the PPV moment of the year, this is the last award of the night. The Stadium Stampede, Mox winning the title, Shida wins the title. Omega and Page beat the Young Bucks. Darby wins the TNA title, or the Young Bucks win the tag titles.
Darby wins the TNT title.
TNT title. What did I say?
TNA.
Same difference. The winner of that is the Stadium Stampede.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. So that's it. That was the Yeah.
Well,
that's your rewards. I watched like 38 minutes of this thing. For all of you at home, I don't know why, but I did it. I was bored.
I mean, that's all right, dude.
I was not inebriated in any way. Should have been.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me the old wink on that one.
Nope. Stone cold sober.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
but let's get rock and rolling here, pal.
Let's get into Dynamite. That's what we talk about first, right?
It is, yes.
All right.
Yes, and opening with my panic of the streaming feed being out.
Yeah, so you texted me and said, "Oh fuck, like it's out."
Yep.
I have DirecTV, so I turned it on real quick because I was watching the Sixers Lakers. I turned it on, which go Sixers by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it on and I was like, "Oh, I have it." And then that's when I started seeing, like, I went on Twitter and everybody that was streaming it, so literally any sort of streaming service was down. So how long was it down for?
It came back on right for the Mox promo, so just Eddie Kingston, just the first match. And I got a ton of heads up from people, from Daniel Silverthorne, Jenna, Colin Mangold, hitting me up on Twitter, let me know when it was back on. So thank you very much for that. Everyone, because that helped. Because I was in a panic because I'm missing Eddie Kingston. That's the main event of the show, and they're opening with it.
Yeah,
so
Eddie and Art. Well, then they did a make good. Like Tony Khan even announced on Twitter last night. He's like, "Yeah, we know it went down right after the show's done. We're going to put it up on YouTube."
That's when I watched it.
Yeah, so good on them for immediately just addressing it.
Right. Well, because they did that because I was giving them shit on social media immediately about it.
That's the reason.
That's what it is.
Okay,
they listen. They listen to the show. They listen to me on social media.
That's good.
Well, us, because it was from the show account.
I would say you should have went on both accounts.
I should have. Like, yeah, what that guy said. Let's rally behind. Rally behind this podcast.
I like his ideas.
Yes. That guy sounds like a smart gentleman to me.
So first match was Eddie versus Archer.
Yes.
I don't know how long it went.
Not
Eddie,
long enough.
No. Well, honestly, I thought it was fucking awesome. Eddie got the win in the end with a little bit of help.
Good.
Butcher and Blade pulled Jake out onto the stage.
Yes.
While Bunny, snuck him the knuckle duster.
Yep.
The match I fucking loved.
I liked it. It's what it should be between these two guys.
It felt like a hoss fight, like a legit hoss fight. Other than Archer doing his rope walk moonsault thing, but hey, I get it.
Yeah.
That chokeslam spot to the outside was scary.
I wish Eddie would take better care of himself, but I trust those guys. That got a lot of comparisons to. I don't know if you saw the Nia Jax powerbomb.
Oh, on Dana Brooke this week. That was bad.
Right. Where and people were comparing those and saying don't yell about one if you can't yell about the other. And I think there is differences. I'm not going to get into it here.
So here's my whole thing, man. I'm not gonna be the fucking safety police.
Right.
I'm just not.
Sure.
I don't like it. I don't like when people listen, deathmatch shit, okay, yeah, you could, there's a limit for me. But taking bumps like this or whatever, I'm not gonna be safety police on it. They're in there, they know what the fuck they're doing.
Sure.
Who am I to tell them what are you doing?
Listen, just for the sake of argument, Dana Brooke does not know what the fuck she's doing.
Dude, I'll take her side over Nia's track record.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely. Nia is super unsafe.
She fucking hurts everybody.
But that's the thing.
She hurt my poor baby Kyrie.
It's true. But either way, the choke slam was ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, man. I enjoyed it. I loved Eddie just chopping the hell out of him. Trying to beat him down by with the knees. Archer obviously was powerhousing him all over the place. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
I like the little beat down at the end on Archer hitting him with the back fist.
Yeah.
I liked it, man. I was all about it. It was funny because I turned it on pretty late because, I still watched NXT first. Granted, I watched the basketball game, but I watched NXT first, so I was like, oh, it's getting kind of late. Maybe I'll pick it up in the morning or something. But I was like, that came on and I went, oh, I'm wide awake. This is fucking awesome. Right. So
yeah, it was good. It was exactly what you wanted out of these guys.
Yeah.
And I like the finish. I like the heel finish. I like the, getting the help and, laying Jake out. kind of thing. And they announced today that there's going to be a lumberjack match at Beach Break.
Yeah, which is next week.
Yeah. So I'm good with that.
All about it.
Yeah. And it seems Kingston is completely removed from Pac and the Death Triangle.
We'll talk more about that later because that's like
they'll probably circle back around.
Possibly, but man, that's like all over the place. Yes. Moxley cuts a promo just saying he's like, I'm a simple guy. I like my beer cold, my coffee warm, my sex in the morning.
Yep.
To which Renee Young tweeted out a gif of like the sun rising up and just saying, "Good morning, sunshine." I was like, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, there's just going to be a bunch of violence and stuff.
Right.
So,
but also he shares the same confusion about AEW allegiances as I do, because he was like, this guy hates this guy, and then this guy hates that guy, and then the Lucha Brothers are involved, and this guy and this guy, and I was like,
like, wait, the Young Bucks are the tag champs,
right?
But the Good Brothers are the tag champs,
right?
So,
yeah,
good on him.
Completely on board with you there, Mox.
Yeah, and he does reveal that for Beach Break, it's going to be Omega and the Good Brothers against him, Phoenix, and not Penta,
the
Pac.
Yes.
Resulting with that beatdown last week of the guy who was totally Penta.
100% real Penta.
But I know Penta's been banged up for a while with a leg, so makes sense.
You wrestle like those guys do.
You're going to get hurt.
Getting hurt all the time.
And I don't know how old they are because nobody knows anything about them.
Nobody knows anything about
them. So, this leads us into...
You know who we need to find out about them? Someone needs to get Mike Tenay on the horn.
Iron Mike today.
He'll figure
it
out.
Lucha Libre, Lucha style.
Right. That's right. He'll figure it out. He'll track him down.
Dude, that reminds me. I remember our friend Kev.
Uh-huh.
He always talked about this one spot where I think it was like Sequope hit Hoovy with like a gut buster off the top. And he always replicated Mike Tenay's noise that he made. He's like, yeah, he hit, and Mike Tenay just goes, oh! Oh, I love it.
WCW Deep Cuts, if you're listening, find that. Find the GIF.
Find the GIF of God. Let's get that.
Right.
So we come back and we have another promo.
We do a bunch of hoodlums.
Yeah. Let's get through this. So it's Sting and Darby.
The aforementioned hoodlums.
God, what the fuck? Yeah, Sting's like. He's like, I'm not a hoodlum. But you know what? I am a hoodlum.
Right. And he smashed a bunch of glass like any tough 60-year-old would do.
With a baseball bat where, like, it was funny. He hit, like, one of the glass panes, and I'm like, ooh, that hurt. I go, that didn't break. I go, that rattled right up your forearms, bud.
Absolutely.
I can tell.
He took an ice bath after that one.
Darby said, it doesn't matter if you play clean or dirty in the streets. Mm-hmm. It's all about survival.
It's because in a street fight, the street always wins.
Hey, you know why they made sidewalks, right?
No.
Some people ain't made for the streets.
What are we doing this week? What's going on?
I'm in a good mood.
All right.
He tosses his skateboard out the window and says he's a fucking hoodlum too.
Yes.
And Sting, that beats up a bunch of windows. Yep. Says he's a hoodlum.
All right, they're hoodlums.
Like, what is this, the fucking 1960s?
Well,
like,
Taz,
these hoodlums.
Taz calls them hoodlums. You should be on board with this because Taz is your boy.
You don't get to speak about Taz.
I get to speak about Taz all I want.
No, you don't.
Yeah, sure I do.
Not in your disparaging remarks.
I don't see a stepladder around here anywhere. You can't get to me.
How fucking dare you. Next match, we have MJF and Chris Jericho going up against the Varsity Blondes.
Right. So listen, I don't want to talk about this match at all except for one thing.
Go ahead.
Because the match was what it was. But Chris Jericho hits the Judas effect, and then he hits the lion salt. And it was a nice looking lion salt. But commentary put it over like it was the greatest wrestling move of all time. Twitter exploded. We talked about it last week where he almost died. And listen, good for him. He can still do one. He can still do a nice one. People are saying it's the nicest one ever. No, get the fuck out of here with that. But just the fact that this fragile man had to have everyone put him over 3 times as much for his lion salt, and he hit his finish and then did the lion salt, which he doesn't do. Lion salt's a transition move for him these days. He's just such a fragile little man.
I will say, it looked like he murdered Griff Garrison with that Judas effect.
Yeah.
Or was it Pillman? I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Doesn't matter.
But
but yeah, I mean, and it was nice. I'll give credit where credit's due. We talked about it last week, and I said, it's Jericho. He's not the man he once was, and he's still not.
He's half the man he used to be.
Right. But good for him that he can still do one, and good for him that people still feel the need to put him over this hard, or at least forced to put him over this hard.
Yeah.
So, because I've heard him bury guys in the ring when they've messed stuff up. So
yeah, and it was like as soon as he hit it, and then he looked like at the camera smiling. I was like, "Go the fuck away!"
Right.
Just
so
enough of you, man.
Jericho sidebar. Did you see the him and Cornette thing?
Of course I did.
Where Cornette wrote him a letter that we're not friends anymore or some shit. We'll never be friends again.
Well, because he's been burying Jericho. He's like, you want to do this fucking weirdo dance shit, and you think you're funny, and he's just like, sorry, you're a man in your 50s who wants to go out and play with the kids during a pandemic and give money and blah 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 blah.
Do the super spreader events, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, Jim Cornette, a man in his 60s, drafting a letter to a once friend saying we're not friends anymore, to a man in his 50s is hilarious. It's hilariously sad.
I did laugh. Somebody posted the meme. It was when someone you hate makes a good point. It's just God damn it.
That's Cornette's whole thing. Cornette's a piece of shit, but sometimes he makes a good point. I'm like, oh, Jim.
Literally once in a blue
I liked
moon.
you at one time. I liked you a lot at one time.
Yeah.
Ugh. Why couldn't we just get the Jim Cornette back that wanted to fist fight Santino?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh, Jim.
So anyway, there's literally nothing else to talk about in that Jericho match.
No, but after the match, Sammy and MJF start jawing at each other again, which I laugh every week when this happens because it's just oh man, more turmoil for the Inner Circle. I'm like, wait, didn't they make up?
They've done 2 blow-off matches already.
They're just gonna go through blow-off matches for everybody in the damn Inner Circle.
Right.
So they show the clip of Shaq making fun of Cody.
Yeah.
And he was called him a little girl about the blonde hair and said, I think in March, he said something about March.
Yeah, for the pay-per-view, Revolution.
Pay-per-view's in February.
No, I don't think it is.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's the first week in March now.
I thought it was the last weekend. Oh, did they move it back maybe? I thought it was the last weekend of February. Do some digging there, Journal Man.
Looking it up right now. Looking it up.
Journalistic integrity.
The inaugural event was February. 4 days ago, we're moved to a new date, March 7th. It was February 27th.
So I was on. All right.
Yeah.
We were both on. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, because there's a boxing pay-per-view. Canelo Alvarez is fighting on the 27th.
Canelo Alvarez doesn't draw.
Well.
Okay. Makes sense.
There you go.
I just don't care about any of that.
Sure.
We go to the ring with Shivani, who invites Cody. And Cody has to get his big grand entrance just to do a promo.
Of course he does.
Tony asked him to respond, and Cody said, I'd love to. Talks about how he's having a baby and all that shit. Arn Anderson comes out, and he goes, I just want to let you guys know, Arn chewed me out last week for taking Peter Avalon too lightly.
Yeah.
And Arn gets on the mic and said, yeah, you deserved it. You deserve to get your ass chewed out. And talks about yeah, I know you're going to be a dad. And I know that you're distracted by all that. And then he gives Cody the date of June 29th, 1985. And he goes, why was that? Does that have any significance? And Cody's like, nope. He talks about Dusty being at the LA Forum, wrestling Tully, and then flying across the country to get there in time to see Cody born. Which I was like, you could just tell Cody instantly started crying. I'm like, oh man, that dude, he'll never be over that. You know what I mean? And hey, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But then out comes Red Velvet?
Well, yeah, so Cody says
Right.
that he pulls back the curtain. He said it was going to be him and Brandy versus Shaq and Jade.
Yeah.
But life happens.
Sure.
But yeah, then Red Velvet comes out.
Yeah, Red Velvet comes out. She cuts a promo
Yeah.
on Jade Cargill and just says, like, she's going to beat her bitch ass.
Yes.
So I assume we're going to get Cody and Red Velvet versus Jade and Shaq, which, like, part of me is like, fuck this.
Yeah.
The other part of me is like, give it to me.
So
I want to see a train wreck.
They had teased Red Velvet with Brandy a little bit when Brandy was still on TV. Red Velvet cut a better promo than Brandy's ever cut.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's going to be a mess. Shaq is clearly not dedicated into this thing at all. So,
like, if you think that, like, Shaq, when he was supposed to wrestle Big Show at WrestleMania, and he didn't give a shit,
right?
Why is he going to care about this?
Why
Unless, like, they're like, hey, here's a lot of fucking money.
Right.
Like, I assume he'll get paid by AEW, and he'll get paid by TNT.
Yeah, of course he will.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, again, though, just no care. So then, next match we have is the Hangman, Adam Page, on his damn own, going up against Ryan Nemeth.
Yes, Ziggler's brother.
Yeah, Ziggler's brother.
Yeah.
This match goes like 5.5 minutes. Hangman gets the win, sure. During, like, towards the end of the match, Matt Hardy came out and was in Hangman's corner.
Weird.
Cheering him on and all this shit. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I really like Hangman.
Yeah.
I really do.
So this match for me was another sort of they're giving too much to the guy we haven't seen before, and I think they all kind of just expected us to know that it's Ziggler's brother, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I wish for Hangman that for matches like this, he just would do a killer regular lariat and break out the full lariat for the big matches, because one, I've said this in the past, the flip doesn't add anything. If anything, it takes power away from your lariat.
Come on, bro. It's cool.
And it does. It's a cool thing.
I was completely being facetious there.
Yeah, but like, my fear was when he does that a knee's gonna wiggle, and that's it. And that's it.
Like, he can
over nothing.
He can hurt himself.
Right.
It's happened.
So, and also, he gets a little bit older. He's not going to be wanting to be doing that shit. So just get a killer lariat you use in these other matches. Break out the big one, like, because all these matches, when you watch wrestling now, nobody just hits their finisher and wins. People hit their finisher twice, or they have their 3 setup moves or all that.
Of course.
So you can tell the story with he hits the lariat, doesn't work. Hits the lariat, doesn't work. Then he does the full on buckshot, and that's what works. But my favorite thing in this whole match is that Nemeth missed the hard cam when he taunted in the beginning of the match to get in the ring.
He did.
He had no idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's fun.
I don't know if he's been on Dark before. I don't really, because we stopped with that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And plus, last night was taped too. I was just like, hey guys, reshoot that.
Right.
But after the match, Matt Hardy's like talking to Paige, saying like, I support you. I'm concerned about you.
Yeah.
You seem like you're conflicted over a lot, over the whole Omega thing and the Bucks thing. And so he's like, I don't want anything. I just want you to be happy.
Right.
He goes, I know you're dressing out in the hallway by yourself. I have a big dressing room. All you have to do is, like, he goes, no strings attached, come in and dress.
Yeah.
So I guess, listen, I hope, like, they're transitioning Hardy into like maybe a semi wrestler now.
Yeah.
If he's gonna do this manager stuff, whatever. I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's just there.
It's just there.
It's just there. I'd rather see him do this than get in the wrestling ring.
Agreed, 100%. So next match up, we have Jungle Boy going up against Dax Harwood.
Dax the Axe, as JR told us 90 times.
Okay. Thank God you brought it up, because I was so fucking annoyed with it. Like,
what kind of a man would name himself the Axe?
Like, why are we doing this?
Right.
Like, it's just, like, no.
I agree.
There's only one axe.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So, the stipulation...
He teamed with the Smasher. No.
He sure did. So, this stipulation in this match was that Jungle Boy... Or, no, not Jungle Boy, excuse me. Luchasaurus, giver of chills...
Yes.
Is going to be handcuffed to both Tully and the other guy that I don't remember his name.
Cash Wheeler.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Cash.
Yes.
Okay. So this match ends up going like 15 minutes.
Yes.
Jungle Boy gets the W.
He does.
Due to Dax tapping out, what's that they were calling it? The snare trap, I believe.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that on commentary. They're like, oh, this kid, if you want to hold, he's going to be dangerous. All right, well, there's your hold, and that had Dax tap out.
There you go.
Match itself, I was way into it.
Yeah, it's super good.
Like, way into it.
For sure.
Definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Surprised they gave it as much time as they did.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to get as much.
Me either. I was expecting a different outcome and a much shorter match, especially with the fat human baby, Dax the Axe, given
God, that's so bad.
Right. Giving him all the crap in the promo last week and all that sort of stuff, and being the guys that they portray on TV and in their real lives. But yeah, I thought this match was really good. It's best match both of these guys have had. It's a good finish. It can help elevate Jungle Boy. I was surprised by this. I liked it. I kind of want to watch it again. I was going to watch it again if I didn't watch the AEW Awards.
Do you feel like you made the wrong decision?
Oh, yeah, 100%. But yeah.
At least you're man enough to admit that.
Yeah, it was a really good match, though. Like, it's a match that normally I'd be like, all right, well, I'll watch this over my phone. And I was like, huh? Oh, whoa, okay, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was shockingly good. It was a really good match.
Yeah, after the match, Tully has the powder. While he's still handcuffed to Luchasaurus.
He poured a lot of that powder on the floor.
I was like, that man has not been handcuffed and had powder at the same time in a very long time.
Right.
I'm sure
he's out of practice because he hasn't hung out with Ric Flair in a few years.
That's true. He hits Luchasaurus with the powder.
Yes.
They end up beating up Luchasaurus. The cuffs are off. Tully had Jungle Boy's legs. Cash lifted Jungle Boy up. And they slingshot Jungle Boy into the suplex. And that made me real happy. And Luchasaurus, he got in the ring, and then FTR and Tully hit him with the spike pile driver.
Right.
Again, all smiles.
Tully coming off off the middle.
All smiles over here.
Yeah.
They handcuff Luchasaurus to the top rope. Tully pulls out a pair of scissors, and they cut the horns.
Yes.
Off of Luchasaurus.
Sure.
They go after Jungle Boy. They're going to cut his hair.
They are.
Marco came out with a chair, and then SCU.
Marco messed up, hit the handle on the chair when he just threw it. I was like,
yeah. And then SCU and Top Flight ran out too to stop FTR.
Right.
The cutting of the horns was like, all right,
yeah,
cut his hair,
whatever,
humiliate him. But no, for real,
it was a really good match.
Really good match.
Yeah.
I liked the first part of the beatdown after the match with Tully and everything, and then the handcuffing and the cutting of horns. I was like,
a little weird.
All right, this is where we're going.
This could be a good mid-card feud for these guys.
And it
works.
And you know what I liked? And I know that you'll probably like this too. The faces coming out to help each other at the end.
That's what it should be.
I know, you and I talk, that doesn't happen enough.
No.
I mean, look at the '94 Rumble with Yokozuna and Taker. All the heels joined together.
Right.
You know, that's how it goddamn should be. But yeah, really good match. We go to my boys, Team Taz.
Yes.
Just talking shit.
Yeah.
Just Sting and Darby.
We
see some people selling some AEW merch.
Yeah.
Hook. My man Hook.
Your man Hook.
Starts beating down one of the dudes.
Yep.
Cage has one of the guys and pulls the Kevin Nash Rey Mysterio wand dart.
Yeah. They're out there like they're NWO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ricky Starks turns into the goddamn Ultimate Warrior with that gorilla press slam on that guy through the table. And Taz says Starks and Cage are coming to beat your ass.
Yeah.
I love it.
This was fun.
I love it, man.
This was fun for sure.
Like, I love it because it makes them look like actual killers.
Sure.
Not just like your heels that are talk a bunch of shit but always lose. Like this, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck with these dudes.
I'd like it a lot more if Brian Cage was involved, but yeah, I wish everything that every time Brian Cage does something, I'm like, oh man, that'd be so much cooler if Will Hobbs did it.
Agreed.
But yeah, it was a fun segment. The team Taz's Maniacs are growing on me a little bit.
I'm bought in.
Not much.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
Right.
The night when Hook has his debut match,
Yeah,
Twitter's gonna explode.
right. When he retires Sting.
Honestly, do it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Hook's the future, brother.
Okay.
Next match we have was Britt Baker versus Redacted.
Oh, 9:30 already. Huh.
It totally would have been.
Shit.
It
It 100% was.
So since it was Redacted, I fast forwarded right through this fucker.
Okay.
Yep.
It wasn't good.
All I know is Britt Baker won.
Yeah. Britt Baker is better, but still not strong in the ring. Lots of weird, like, odd, sloppy, like, actual wrestling transitions and stuff. It was weird.
Yeah. Then after the match, I saw, this is where I turned back on. Britt was going to go and, I don't know, was she going to give her the lockjaw or whatever?
For the second time,
yeah. And then Thunder Rosa comes out and chases off Britt into the crowd.
Mr. Audio Cue. So many people in this company miss their cues when they're running out to the ring, and their music plays 30 seconds before they come out.
Like, it's so funny because this is taped.
Right.
Just fix that shit
clip
in
it.
post.
Clip it.
That's all.
Clip it.
Just fix it.
But yeah, they didn't. So I was like, oh, music. I don't know what anybody's music sounds like. Oh, it's Thunder Rosa. Okay.
Yeah. So we go backstage. MJF's looking for Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
He tells him that he didn't tell Wardlow to get involved. And he docked Wardlow's pay. And Wardlow will never get involved in his matches again.
Yes.
Sammy just says, you have everyone fooled. You're a good manipulator, but I know what's up. MJ asks Sammy if he's sure he wants to play it this way. Sammy says, I ain't playing.
There you go.
Dude, give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to me. Give me that Sammy face turn.
Right.
Like, for me, I'm dying for it.
Yeah.
He wrestles like a face.
Mm-hmm.
He's got good charisma. Give me it.
Right.
I need it in my life.
For sure.
We go backstage with Gallows and Anderson and the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
They say it's been a long time. Anderson and Gallows say they're going to beat up Jon Moxley next week. And Omega comes in and he's pissed off because Don is like, now has his eye taped up.
Right.
He's looking fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Saying, you guys, like, the Bucks assaulted me and, like, I'll call the cops. And
right.
They say that they didn't beat him up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Bucks music hits and they're like, get out of here. You just leave.
Yeah.
So, who knows where that's going?
I don't know.
But that leads into the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers going up against the Dark Order.
Yes.
So, this match goes like 11, 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Good Brothers and Young Bucks got the win.
Yeah.
Which part of me was like, I could have seen them having Dark Order win due to miscommunication between the two.
Sure.
But it's AEW, and we don't do that.
Right.
Highlights of the match: John
Silver.
I mean, that dude is just amazing.
The thing about this match is that the stars shined and the other guys didn't. The stars, I'm going to say, are John Silver and Carl Anderson. I think those guys look the best.
See, I thought Alex Reynolds looked good.
Yeah.
I thought Uno and Grayson looked good too.
Mm-hmm.
Gallows, like, it's tough being that big. I don't know how much mileage he has.
He's a broken down old man, and he's my age.
I love that spot with him and Silver, though.
What, the tall, the test strength spot?
I just love, like, Silver, like, when he tagged him, he just goes, I want the big man.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the thing. Like, John Silver
it.
stands out. John Silver's the star of this group, for sure.
Him doing the run around the outside of the ring, taking everybody out, reminded me of when Cesaro did it. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah,
The funny thing about Silver doing that, and I'm willing to admit this, is that when the one Young Buck does it, and I fucking hate it, and when John Silver did it, I'm like, yeah! because John Silver's a good wrestler and a good person.
I was saying, because it's John Silver.
Right.
He fucking rules. After the match, Young Bucks are on the microphone talking about the Battle Royal next week on Beach Break. So there's Tag Team Battle Royal, determine the number one contenders, but the Bucks are in it, and if they win, they get to pick their opponents for the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Which,
it like reminds me of like almost like G1 style sometimes with the champs in it, and then they could pick, which it's like, all right. And they say, yeah, we could pick anybody, and they turn to Gallows and Anderson, and then they all start laughing. Too sweet, blah blah blah.
Well, because I think what they're going to do is the Bucks do win. They pick Gallows and Anderson. We're all going to expect a finger poke of doom, and we get the fallout of the Bullet Club.
Yeah. Out comes Ray Phoenix out of nowhere, and he hits a springboard dropkick on the Bucks.
Yes.
Gallows and Anderson start beating him down. They go for the Magic Killer. Phoenix escapes, and then Jon Moxley comes in and he
murders Omega.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get to that yet.
Oh, well.
So Moxley runs in.
Oh, right.
They beat up the Good Brothers. Ray Phoenix dive to the outside was sick.
And he straddles the guardrail.
It was sick.
Yeah.
And then Omega runs in to hit Moxley with the boot, misses, and Moxley murdered him.
Yes.
With the paradigm shift. And Moxley and Phoenix, like, they're just friends now.
They're pals. They're buddies.
And that's where, like, we talked about it a little bit before, like, oh man, I get it. Maybe it's just like enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal, but it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, even Mox's promo count, talked about how weird it was, but whatever.
And we didn't talk about it, but like Pac cut that promo earlier, like the vignette, like just talking about Kenny and Callis. Now, like they're not going to get away with it.
I mean, if you want to give me the 6-man, like the 3-man tag team of Moxley, Pac, and Ray Phoenix, I'm not going to complain about it.
I agree with you 100% on that. I do agree, but so that was the end of Dynamite. So let's flip that ass over to the USA Network.
Holy shit!
And
this is something this week.
Hey man, I am feeling great.
You're fired up.
I am, dude. I'm probably drinking this rain at midnight isn't gonna fucking help.
Probably not your best idea, but that's all right.
You know, when I drank that energy drink last week when I was here, I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I didn't work the next day.
Right. Well,
because I was still under the COVID. Let's go to NXT.
Yes.
We're kicking it
NXT
right
Tizzle,
off.
if you will.
For shizzle.
For shizzle my nizzle on the NXT Tizzle.
Oh my god. Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic quarterfinals. We have the team of Drake Maverick and Killian Dane.
For real, don't let me forget to make that disclaimer earlier.
Are you like fixated on the images that you saw?
No, never.
Okay.
Yes.
You wrote it down, dude.
I did. That's true. All right. Sorry. It just popped back in my brain. I need you to remind me.
I can't believe we're going to do that. That's so funny.
We are. I have to.
Drake Maverick and Killian Dane going up against MSK.
MSK. Do we know what that stands for yet?
Not a fucking clue.
Okay.
This match goes 11 minutes. MSK got the win.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. They're pushing them in this tournament.
Which, of course they are.
That's what you got to do. Introduce a new tag team.
Absolutely.
Match was. I thought it was fun. It was good.
Yeah.
You know, it was what it was. I don't know. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was good.
I thought they played off Dane really well. I think the MSK guys are fun. And
they're very high energy.
They are.
I don't mean Owen and Coco.
I wish you meant Owen and Coco.
So I think it's 93 Rumble.
Yeah.
And Coco comes running out in his high energy gear, and Heenan just goes, "Somebody call a cab."
Oh man.
Dude, I was watching 93 Rumble and that happened. I was fucking done.
Yeah. The Royal Rumbles really, I think you could probably track them stepping down in quality when Heenan left.
Well, yeah, 93 was the last one he did.
Yeah. Well, but 94 is still good.
94, dude. 94 is really good.
Who's on commentary for 94?
DiBiase and
right. I just watched it. I don't remember.
And
but yeah,
Vince.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm going to give a plug to our friends at the end of the show where they talked about it last week. But MSK wins. They're moving on to, and they're going to face the winners of Lucha House Party versus Legado del Fantasma.
I think that MSK has a good shot at winning this whole thing, honestly. I think you can hotshot them
win
right
the
to
whole
the
damn
title.
thing, huh?
The whole damn thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I figured out what MSK stands for.
What?
The Meat Spinning Kids.
Why'd you got to throw kids in there?
Oh, that's true. I guess I couldn't.
What the fuck is wrong with
you? I was trying to figure out a word that started with the letter K.
You're a sick man.
Yeah, that's true.
You're a sick man. They show a vignette hyping up Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez and like their actual friendship. And, and then going up against Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea, where it was just like, hey, you two ain't doing nothing. We need
right.
you.
Pair up, get out there.
Yeah. There's a sit down interview with Kurt Stallion.
Yes.
Yikes. If this wasn't the most fucking generic thing I've heard in a long time, man.
I've named it's Kurt Cliche Stallion.
Like it just reminded me of like when Jericho went to WCW, like white meat, like come on baby, let's have a good time, like slapping hands, like
it's trash.
It's just it was.
They like this dude. They've been using this dude on 205, I guess. I don't know why.
It was so bad.
I don't know why a guy whose name is Kurt Stallion needs a other name, because he did give himself, I think, a nickname in this too, didn't he?
Well, wasn't it like some shit? He's like, I was driving and I was gazing at the stars,
right,
and followed my dreams, or some
right?
Bullshit.
Yeah, and he was like Kurt Stallion or Kurt
Stardust
Stallion,
the
Stardust Stallion, the big star, Kurt
Stargazing Stallion.
Yeah,
it was just go
Star Maker Kurt Stallion.
Oh my god,
not good.
Just go.
No, not interested in this dude at all.
Kurt Stallion.
Yeah. And he's like sitting back all like leisure, like lounging like, and I'm just like, dude, no, this don't work.
It reminded me for some reason of like Heath Slater a little bit.
Oh,
but like a real doled down Heath Slater, which I mean, normal Heath Slater isn't exactly
right.
But
listen, I have no problem with either of these gentlemen. One of them I like a ton. But when you are a guy who gets your charisma leveled up by the inclusion of Rhino, maybe you're not the most charismatic dude on the planet. And I love Rhino with all my heart.
Of course, I mean, listen, we here at the Wednesday Night War podcast, we are big advocates for Rhino, the man beast.
No bullshit. Rhino is a guy when he's on TV. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this. Rhino's there.
Yeah,
like I love Rhino. Love
Rhino's
Rhino.
Great.
For real, no bullshit. Love Rhino. All my heart.
But yeah, this promo was fucking bad.
It wasn't good.
Next match we have in the women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic quarterfinals.
Yes.
We have the aforementioned Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. I guess like Aaliyah and Jessie Kamea, like, were they working babyface?
Yeah. Guess so.
When did that happen?
It doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't, because the match goes like 6 minutes, which I was like, well, that's too long. But Dakota and Raquel,
dudettes with attitudettes,
just win by murder.
Listen, Raquel came out with the duster.
Yeah.
So she needs to cut the sleeves off that thing, turn it into a little vest action.
Yeah.
But
dude, that I laugh because Joe talked about it a while ago. When she does like the lat spread, like it just it gives me like, and again, Heenan Narcissus, 93 Rumble vibes.
The Narcissus,
look at those lats.
The Narcissus.
Match was there. So great.
Yeah.
So
listen, dudettes looks fine.
Oh, they're fantastic, but it was just one of those like,
right?
Okay, we just have to get through this.
They're probably gonna run. Good to make a good shot at the finals.
Yeah, because next week they face Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro.
Yeah, and that as much as Carter and Catanzaro had that hot match last week, that's all they're getting. They got their shine. You're gonna get beat down.
Wait till Big Mama Cool gets her fucking hands on Casey Catanzaro.
Right, and so what do the women get? Do the women get a tag shot at the?
They didn't say anything.
They just get the trophy.
They need to get a tag title shot.
Yeah,
I really think they do. So this is funny. I was watching like after we recorded and like mentioned like, oh, who are the women's tag team champions? I think we said, oh, it's still Nia and Shayna. Mm-hmm. I watched Raw the next like Monday, and I'm like, oh, they're not the tag champs anymore.
No, who is?
I don't know.
Really?
Oh no, I do know. I do
Okay.
know.
Who is it?
Asuka
Uh-huh.
and Charlotte Flair.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Asuka's got gold. I'm there for it.
Well, Asuka's still the women's champ.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah, she's still the Raw women's champ.
Double gold. Double
Yeah.
gold rules.
I love Asuka.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Charlotte's doing this weird angle now where Lacey Evans is fucking Ric Flair. Anyway,
angle, you say?
Moving on. They interview the way Candice and Indy talk about Candice and Indy talk about winning the cup.
Yeah.
When they bring up Kushida like as North American title shot, Johnny flips out and he's like, "I don't want to talk about it,"
Right.
and just leaves. So yeah, great. Scarlett Bordeaux reads some lines from a book.
Listen, I said about her last week when she cut her promo and it was weird. And this one, I'm going to say this as gently as I can. There is a reason why whoever is directing these segments, every other shot is of her chest. I'm not saying it's what they should be doing, but the stuff when she talks and acts is really bad. And her like talking in tongues and whatever she was doing and reading spells or whatever it was, it's just not good and entertaining.
Like,
it feels incredibly out of place on NXT.
It's funny because her gimmick before coming to NXT was like she's the smoke show.
Yeah.
And like just,
yeah,
showing off her assets all the time.
She's stunning.
Oh, she's a gorgeous woman.
But when she speaks in tongues and has weird crowns on her face, it's like, what's happening here?
Yeah, it just seems like listen, I understand she can't do that gimmick in NXT.
Sure.
Sadly. But yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, smoke show to shit show.
It's just like did you just find the title for this week? So yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah.
Then they show a preview of Tegan Knox doing a YouTube workout with Brie Larson.
Yeah, what is that about?
What the fuck?
Right. I guess it's Brie Larson's thing. She does video on her YouTube.
Yeah, she does like workout videos or whatever.
All right. I've never seen one. I like Brie Larson. I think she's very funny.
I did watch a video of Brie Larson. I guess she did like a live stream playing the guitar and doing the song from Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah,
like a month ago.
Nice.
That made me real happy.
She seems, as far as like big time movie stars go, she seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
So weird. I didn't watch it, but I was like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. Good for Tegan to get that sort of press and show.
Yeah, I don't know how they struck up a friendship.
Right.
But good for them.
Tegan very worried about her knee.
They struck up a friendship.
Well, I know Tegan dresses like Captain Marvel all the time.
That's probably why.
Yeah. But like Tegan, I like Tegan a lot. I hope she does well and that's like the second or third time she's blown that knee. So
yeah, that scares me.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
hard to come
especially
back once.
at her age, she's young.
Yeah,
and she keeps blowing her knees. Not good.
Right. It's like breaking a rubber band, tying it in a knot. It'll stretch, but not as much as it did last time, and it gets worse every time you got to redo it. But we'll see. She's super talented.
No, she's great. Next match we have Tyler Rust going up against.
I never said his name.
Yeah, and I think I read online it was
Roses.
Daniel Garcia or something.
Well,
maybe I misread it
whatever.
wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rust beats him in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, it was squash.
Yeah.
Match.
His finisher was almost like a Rings of Saturn variation.
Yeah, but like using the legs, kind of.
More people need to use the Rings of Saturn.
Saturn's great.
Like
more people need to wrestle like Saturn.
Pac does it like a little bit with the brutalizer.
Yeah, she doesn't really use anymore.
No, but the Rings of Saturn.
Rings of Saturn was awesome,
dude. Give me more Death Valley drivers.
Right?
Like, let's do
well,
this.
they got rid of Sean Spears. Let's not wish that back on anybody. We got a Bivens promo to start, which was cool.
Yeah, it was like a pre-tape where he says like last week was just a minor blip.
Yeah.
So,
how do you feel about Tyler Rust?
I think he has a good look. Like, I think he's like a little like he almost looks like a little bit taller, clean shaven Pac. I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I really liked his match that he had with Ciampa, like a month or so ago. I thought that was really good. Dude has potential for sure, and with Bivens with him, my main thing with the whole thing, like, I'm just happy Bivens is on TV.
Me too.
Because that dude is so underused.
Yes.
And he was going to get a shot with the big two giant guys that I don't remember their names until the one spoiled.
Udo Kier? No. Indo Share.
Yes. Until they spoiled Keith Lee winning the title. But yeah, like Bivens is such an asset.
Yes,
I know, like, even people have like been like, he could be like a modern day Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
You know,
he's
like,
very good.
He's amazing.
Something about Russ doesn't sit right with me, and I don't know what it is.
You got a personal problem?
I do. We got beef. We're beefing. No. I think he's all right in the ring. I think he's got a good look. He looks very much like a sort of normal looking human being, Pac. Again, like I said, you take the Meg Mucklebone. Nobody got that reference the first time I won 3-0 here. But I don't know if it's his. I don't know if it's his mannerisms in the ring, or like his expressions, or like the way he walks. It's sometimes awkward. Like, I don't know, something about him doesn't like sit right with me. And it's not that I dislike him. I just watch him and I'm like, oh, there's something that doesn't click. I'm like,
that happens, man.
Right, and I'm like, something about him, and I'm like, does he swing his arms when he walks? Because he seems like a kind of guy that wouldn't swing his arms when he walks, and never trust a man who doesn't swing his arms when he walks.
God damn you!
Just saying.
Next match, or no, not next match. They interview Finn Balor backstage about the main event. Kyle O'Reilly comes. They stare lovingly into each other's eyes.
Yes.
Kyle asks if he's ready. Finn says, "I'm always ready, bro." Copyright infringement on Broski.
Wow.
Kyle asks if he could trust him. Finn says, "What do you think?"
Yeah.
And then Kyle says, just want to be on the same page, and we'll see you out there. See you out there, bud. Next match, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, quarterfinals. The Grizzled Young Vets.
Man.
Going up against Rough Hour.
I can't with these guys.
I
love Kushida. I like Ruff. I like him as a team. I immediately stop paying attention when the Grizzly Young Vets come on TV.
Like, the promo that the one dude cut coming out, it was a little bit better than like what his normal shit has been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're on my screen and I'm like, I just don't care.
Completely not connecting, not giving a shit.
So when NXT UK was first starting up, like, I was trying to watch, and you know, even then, like, both of them when they were on there, because I think they were the first NXT UK tag champs.
Okay.
And I was like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't care. it does nothing for me. I'm not like gonna actively be like, these guys suck or nothing, but I just just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't matter. Grizzled Young Vets win. They're moving on. After the match, Gargano and Scumbag they hit the ring and they jump Kushida and Ruff. And then all of a sudden on the outside, Dexter Lumis appears behind Redacted and scares him off.
Yes.
So,
and I hope Lumis kills him.
I agreed. Backstage. Oh, God. This made me like actively laugh.
Okay.
Kurt Stallion is shown hurt on the ground.
Yeah.
And Regal comes over, he's like, who did this? And Kurt Stallion just goes, it was Legado.
It was Legado.
Like,
yeah.
It just reminded me of like shitty Western. Like,
yeah.
It was Legado.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
We go to Legado's locker room. They're just kind of chilling. Regal busts in and like almost ran over fucking Mendoza.
Regal's hot.
Yeah, like almost just forearmed the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Says like, I know it was you. And they're like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, wasn't us.
Says, well, if I find out it was you, there's going to be problems. And now next week you're going to have your match with Kurt Stallion again. He leaves. Escobar just like smirks about it. They go to leave and they find a card underneath this cruiserweight title, which was like the Fall and Pray tarot card, because he made that comment about Karrion Kross a couple weeks ago. So,
Karrion Kross will be cruiserweight champion.
No, makes me a little worried that like Karrion Kross is going to murder him, which that makes me sad.
Right.
Toni Storm comes out to the ring.
Yeah. Which I thought was going to be a match, and was upset when it ended up not being a match.
Yeah, right? She just talks about Io getting involved in her business and all
she's
this.
in her gear, man.
Yeah.
If she's not going to have a match, she should be in jeans.
Well, if she's gonna have a match, she should be in jeans as well.
Io 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Io interrupts, just says she'll fight Tony anywhere, and I don't like you. And Tony attacks, and they go back and forth. Io sends her packing. Mercedes Martinez shows up
out of nowhere.
Yeah, and jumps Io. Tony cuts off a moonsault because they're fighting. Pulls Martinez out, and then she attacks Martinez.
Right.
So Tony just hits what'd she hit her with, like those hip attacks, I'll call them.
Funky weapons.
And beats up Io and then poses with the title. So it looks like we're going triple threat with that.
Sure.
Which seems kind of weird.
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird, but kind of new to the women's belt. Like, something to do.
I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it because again, that division just keeps crushing it.
All triple threat should be elimination style anyway. So
you want it to be a three-way?
I want to be three-way dances. Okay. Yes.
A promo for Imperium airs, which made it seem like really heavy that my baby boy Walter is going to be showing up. God, I fucking hope.
I don't know that I want Walter in the United States right now.
Why?
Because he hates America. He's noted as hating, like he's like, I'll never live here permanently. And
let the hate flow through you.
Florida is not exactly the safest place. There's no safe place.
Are you gonna go fuck with Walter?
No, but it doesn't matter. It's not like he can fight off germs. Maybe he could. Maybe he could chop. Maybe he could chop a virus. I don't know. Maybe he's the answer.
He is the fucking answer to the COVID. Go ahead. Try to get into Walter's body and see what happens.
That's right.
He's going to hit you with a chop. It's done.
He'll just chop himself until he's healthy.
Problem fucking solved, man.
Yeah.
What if that was
he gets a side gig as a defibrillator at a hospital?
What if that was like, hey, you have COVID, you don't want, or like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make you immune to COVID.
Yeah.
You can't spread it, nothing. You got to get chopped by Walter 10 times. There's your fucking antidote. Yeah. I'm with it.
I don't know that I'd do it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't think I'd do it.
It's scary.
I'm a fragile boy.
All right, easy now. Roddy and Adam Cole are interviewed about facing Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher next week. Cole just talks about their history with Ciampa, and they say, we know Thatcher's tough too. And Roddy's like, that's fine, we'll beat those dorks.
Sure.
Next match, Bronson Reed going up against Swerve Scott.
Their mini program they've got going on the last few weeks.
Yeah. Bronson Reed wins in about 9 minutes. Tell you what, man. I like this Bronson Reed guy.
I'll tell you what. I would normally complain about this kind of thing, but he can do as many forearm dives as he wants.
Yeah.
Because that thing was sick.
Because he throws it like Samoa Joe did.
Yes.
But yeah, dude, Bronson, I'll tell you, like, I'm all about it.
Right.
I'm like all about it.
I've also seen him pop up on Instagram buying things from Foreign Objects and from Junk Shop Dog. So
Bronson's a good dude.
Yeah,
I feel like that. Dude,
he tried. I think he might have got it. I missed it, but Foreign Objects put up the entire series one of those little All Japans, and I think Bronson Reed scooped him.
Do you have heat with him now?
No, he can have them.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see the price, but I was going to pay for the whole line. I don't think.
Yeah, dude, like the last closing stretch of the match, like when he hit Swerve with that lariat, oh my God, it was gross.
Yeah. And I've hinted about this before. I don't think Swerve's ever going to live up to the potential that he had when they signed him. Yeah, he's not clicking all the way. I don't think he hasn't found his sweet spot.
Something's off. Which I feel like that's why they turned him heel a little bit, trying to figure invigorate it a little bit, and he's still losing matches. I just don't know if he's going to fit in.
Right.
And it sucks because when he was first there, and I remember the one match he had with Roddy,
right?
It was great.
And his signing, when he was signed, it was a huge deal. Yeah. He was the hottest guy on the Indies when they signed him. And it's just, he's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
And sometimes it doesn't work for guys there. It's just what it is.
He might have to just go back to the Indies or do MLW or something. I don't know.
He's certainly not the first guy with an amazing amount of potential and ability in the ring that WWF has ruined and wasted.
Yeah,
like you, Aleister Black.
Oh man, don't get me started, dude. I can go on for a half hour about that. I'm just angry over that. Tommaso Ciampa cuts a promo in the back saying, some fights you win, some you lose, but, some you get respect for your guy. Thatcher sits next to him and just says, that fight pit changes a man.
Yes.
Then says, we respect each other, and we're coming for that Dusty Cup, and Ciampa throws the chair out of the way, and Thatcher just sits there staring into the camera. Yeah. So
they should start booking Thatcher as if he were Quint from Jaws, and the fight pit is when he's telling all the stories about the scars and stuff, and he's like, you're the guy who swam out of the whatever with the hold your breath and blah 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 and fought off the sharks, and he's like, look at this scar here, boy. I think they should start making Thatcher. He's like, see this is from the first fight pit, and just like put his leg up and show a big fake scar. That's what he should become.
I love you for that.
Yeah.
Main event
crushing what Nargana scent, whatever they are, beers.
Yes.
He's just Quint now.
Main event time, sir.
My cage. Doll's eyes. Black eyes. Doll's eyes.
I mean, you can keep going. I'm not going to stop you. Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, the NXT Tag Team Champions, which I feel like
since for whatever reason they decided they didn't want McAfee around anymore.
I just think McAfee doesn't want to be around anymore.
I mean, when he was off TV, they portrayed it online like he was shocked by the news that he wasn't going to be around. Yeah. But either way,
that dude has his hands in so many different pots.
This worked. They worked with him and Dunn, but the three of them together, these guys are not. They are not elevating your tag team belts in any way.
It's sad because it's like, I feel like tag team wrestling is starting to become like, I know they're doing the Dusty Classic, which is fine, but like the tag team wrestling for the belts now, it almost seems like it's like kind of on the back burner,
right?
Which your title should never be on the back burner,
never.
I listen, like you don't have to defend them every week or anything like that, but at the same time,
you should always know where they're there, and you should always have somebody with them that can help elevate it. And these guys just can't. It's not that they have bad matches. Most of the time, their matches are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think Burch is better than Lorcan, but they're just, I don't know, they're bland in this spot.
Yeah. Going up against a team of Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
Balor and O'Reilly get the win. It went like 12 minutes. This was another match where the commercial break kind of took me out of it, which sucks because I'll harp on that all the time. TV wrestling sometimes, man, it's fucking tough.
Yeah.
I thought the match was fine, though.
I liked it.
Yeah. Tell you what, man. Balor seems like he kind of has a swagger back a little bit, like in the ring.
Yeah.
That dude's sharp.
I'll tell you what, the best worker in this match was Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly is one of the best workers in NXT.
Kyle O'Reilly is showing himself for the wrestler that he is, because he's not having to focus so much on like him and Fish having the dynamic.
Yeah.
And they're telling a storyline with their jaws. They're doing all that sort of stuff. And I'm loving what O'Reilly is doing. Finn looks good. Funniest thing in this match is that at some point Orkin forgot that he was Lorcan, the Orkin man, the Lorcan man, forgot that he was the legal man in this match. And like they hit a big move, and then he left the ring, and then looked and realized nobody was pinning, and he's like, "Oh crap!" And he rolled back in for the pin because he forgot he was legal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good match. It was fine. But I mean, it was probably better than good. I think O'Reilly and Balor together were a fun team.
Like I normally harp on I hate two guys thrown together beating the tag team. There's always exceptions. I felt like
it works here.
Yeah. I liked O'Reilly winning with like the knee bar.
It works
that was
here
nice
because there's stakes to it. Normally when they do it and it's just the thrown together thing and they do it, it doesn't work. But there were stakes to this match and stakes in this feud.
Yeah, because this feud's been going on for a while between all these guys.
Right.
So,
and we didn't talk about it earlier, but they showed Lorcan and Burch getting to the arena. And Pete Dunne dropped him off around the corner from the door.
Soccer mom Pete Dunne,
right? Like I was like, oh, Pete Dunne's dropping them off away from the door, like either 14-year-old punk rock kids, and they don't want their friends.
No, mom.
No, mom, drop me off around the corner from the Cafe Metropolis. I'll walk down from the McDonald's.
I'll just walk there. God, mom.
Right.
after the match, Kyle and Finn are just kind of looking at each other, like, yeah, respecting each other. A lot of respect going on
Lots
NXT
of respect.
lately.
Tons of respect.
Kyle gets pulled out of the ring. Pete Dunne jumps Finn from behind.
Yes.
And I laughed when they're like, oh my God, Pete Dunne's here? Like, yeah, guys, the heel just dropped off his friends and left.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'll pick you up at 11, guys.
Yeah, right. Call me when you're ready.
They're fighting each other. They get the advantage on Finn and do the finger snap thing.
Yes.
Which I used to like the finger snap thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't really care about it anymore.
Okay.
And I think you made the point a long time ago. If you're snapping somebody's fingers in a match, like, they don't use that hand anymore.
Right.
That's done.
Right.
And that never happens now. So,
right. It works as something if you're going to tease and almost be able to do it, and then do it in a match and fuck that guy's hand up for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
But when you do it all the time and there's literally nobody comes with a bandage, nobody comes with a cast.
Yeah.
That people are still throwing fists afterwards.
Yeah, it's very ineffective.
It looks cool, but it's pointless.
Yeah. So Cole and Strong run out and chase off Dunn and the boys.
Yeah.
And I thought, so the ending I thought was kind of cool, where it was Undisputed Era like standing in the ring, like challenging them to come back in. Balor was kind of like standing a little bit in front of him, and I was just like, oh, Undisputed Era is going to whoop his ass.
Right.
I'm like, they're going to jump him right now, and this is how it's going to be. But then like Finn backed up a little bit, and then I'm like, is Finn in the Undisputed Era now?
Right.
Like, I was kind of like, I don't know if it was intentional or not.
It was. We talked about this in the past a few weeks ago. It was definitely intentional. They're teasing it.
Yeah, which I was like, it's cool because it was the whole, okay, either they're going to jump him right now, or he's in.
Right.
And Finn just kind of backed out of the ring, and I'm like, okay, I like that little subtleness.
Right.
Not everything needs to be in your face. Like, no, it's subtle. That's perfect.
Right. Agreed.
So that was the end of NXT, my man.
Is that the end of NXT for real?
Yeah,
I
guess
sure
it is. So
look at that.
Let's. I'm going to ask you your questions that you need to answer every week.
Okay. What are they?
They are: what was your favorite match from each show, match overall, and the show overall?
I don't remember you ever asking me these questions.
Nope. This is the first time it's ever happened.
First time ever. All right. AEW gets Jungle Boy versus Fat Baby Dax the Axe. Dax the Axe. Dax the Axe.
That's the worst.
Never trust a man. His name's Axe. That match was really good and surprising, and like it was just one of the better matches AEW has done in a while, especially after the uninspired show they did last week. NXT is the main event for me. O'Reilly and Balor versus Lorcan and Birch. Again, it's a good main event. The commercial break stinks, but O'Reilly and Balor look great, and they were a good thrown together tag team. It's a fun little story there. My match of the night between both shows, it's got to go Jungle Boy and Fat Baby. And, like, there's part of me that, like, if we're saying this, I think that, or at least if I'm saying this, you said it was also very good, that means it's pretty good. A lot of people, I think, surprised by how good this match was. And my show of the night is AEW.
Okay.
I thought NXT was fun as well. I thought it was a much better week this week than it was last.
I figured you were going to like NXT this week because of all the tag team wrestling.
I like AEW better.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, NXT decided to already not give me a week of Xia Li.
See, so I don't think she was on last week either, and it makes me wonder with, like, is this a COVID thing? You know what I mean?
Who knows?
That's just where my mind goes now.
Yeah,
like, that's just the mindset where...
Right.
Like, because I know, like, on SmackDown, I guess, like, they were kind of giving Nakamura a push.
Yeah.
He was off TV. Big E was off TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's just where my mind goes. But who knows?
But yeah, I thought they were both good, and there was a lot of tag team wrestling. But again, it's also the Grizzly Young Vets who I won't watch. You know, and...
no overkill on Redacted this week, which is kind of nice.
And you know the women's match, the Dudettes with Attitudettes was a squash. Like so, it
was a squash, bro.
But yeah, AEW for me, good stuff, good promos, and man, that Jungle Boy like that was a surprising match for me. And then I thought the main event was good. I thought
main event was like a little like typical.
Yeah. Kingston Archer was really good. So that wins it for me.
Okay.
I'm going AEW. How about you, pal? Same question, same order.
Oh,
go.
Thanks. So AEW, I'm gonna go Kingston Archer.
Okay.
I loved it. I just felt like a legit Haas fight, which you don't get. I feel like you don't get a lot on American soil.
I felt that match had a lot. You can see Kingston probably put that together and was like, we're going to do this spot from 1993 Kenta Kobashi. We're going to do this spot from 1994 Misawa. Like, it was his 5 pillars, if you're counting. But I think that his influence was definitely there in this match.
And listen, like, that doesn't take anything away from Archer.
No.
Like, I know you said I want G1 Archer to show up. G1 Archer showed up.
Closest thing I think we'll get in the U.S. of an Archer. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked really good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that match. NXT, gotta go main event.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match. Like you said, Kyle O'Reilly's just shining right now, which
for sure.
Oh, it's so good to see that. Like, I know he has history of like being like the tag team guy when him and Cole or Future Shock, I think that was their name, like in ROH. But that dude, his single stuff, I love him. I still think he's the best worker in Undisputed Era by far, and that's saying a lot. Match overall,
you'd think Adam Cole was better if you didn't think he was so short.
You're never gonna let me live that.
You
down.
bring up you gave Luchasaurus a nickname over Chills this week.
Because you said that on a recording,
and you
put it out to the public.
And
Where's
you
your proof?
said to me
Where's your
in
proof?
person, my word is my bond.
Your word is shit.
And you said at a live NXT show to the stranger next to you that you made best friends with, you were like, "Yeah, he's too short." I agree with you.
Take your chills and go fuck yourself. Show overall, I'm gonna go AEW.
Okay.
I thought both shows were fun.
Yeah, I thought it was a good week. Good week of wrestling.
I thought it was like NXT's. I love tournaments, so they're doing a lot of tournament stuff, which is good. The main program's good. I like what they're doing with the women right now for EO's belt and like multiple players.
Right.
Which again, love it. I would have liked to have seen Shotzi on my television, but that's okay. That's all right. Can't have her every week.
Right.
But yeah, I am going to go with AEW this week.
Cool. So that's, let's see, where does that put us, pal? Season 2, that puts me at 30 and 25. This probably isn't this isn't season 2 anymore because we're in the new year. Wait, I never reset. This should be season 3, right? Or did they not announce it?
Were we going seasons based on year, or were we going based on Dynamite when it debuted?
So we weren't sure because they randomly announced the start of season 2 at some point.
Oh yeah, wasn't like last year the records reset January 1st?
Yeah, it was like some weird spot, and
Who knows, man?
So whatever. I guess the records didn't reset this year. But anyway, 30 for AEW, 25 for NXT. And that puts you at 28 for AEW and 27 for NXT.
Okay.
And overall, 33 for AEW, 34 for NXT. And you're at 32 for AEW and 35 for NXT. And the fans at home, the television viewing audience. Closer week this week. Shockingly close.
Yeah.
AEW pulled a 734,000, down 120,000 from last week. I don't know what was going on Wednesday that had them drop. Sixers.
That was a big game, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that as a Sixers fan. Sixers have the best record in the East. Lakers have the best record in the West. If you're a basketball fan, you're probably watching.
And
I'm going to look at the rating, that up later.
And NXT pulled a 720,000, up like 70,000 or so.
That's
from
probably the best number they've done so far this year, right?
It's
no, yeah, because it's only been
this year
shows?
for sure.
Yeah.
They did better on December 16th, and then not since October 28th. So it's a good number for them, and rightfully so. Their show was better. Maybe the Dusty Classic's pulling people in. Who knows?
Yeah, hey, people get invested in tournaments. I know I do.
So that's where we're at.
Cool.
With that stuff, my friend.
Yeah.
What else we got? Do I go write the plugs?
Yeah.
All right.
Hit it up.
I rewrote my sheet this week.
Good for you.
Because of the glaring omission that you brought up last week.
I mean, it was a pretty glaring omission.
It was. You're right. I ain't denying. And now, as you pointed out to me before the show started, there's another omission. So I again have to use paper and ink to print a new one out. Thank you for that, Tim and Marcus. On Twitter, you can find us at Wednesday War Pod. On Facebook, Wednesday War Pod as well. Instagram, Wednesday Night War Podcast, but I have not posted anything past like 3 pictures of Eddie Kingston. But really, if you want 3 pictures of Eddie Kingston, that's the place to go.
That's your hot spot on the internet.
Wednesday Night War Podcast at gmail.com. We'll get you our email address. We are a part of the soon-to-be-named network at STBN Network on Twitter, soon-to-be-named-network.com, and soon-to-be-named-network.tumblr.com. There you can also find Longbox Heroes, Longbox Heroes After Dark, At Odds with Wrestling, Puzzle Warriors 3, Profane Argument, Final Wrestling Place, and the greatest podcast, Porch Talk. I got to see Todd and Joe and Adam this week at the comic shop.
You lucky son of a bitch.
Socially distanced, masked up. And it was nice to see them all, even though it was briefly.
It's been pretty chilly. I haven't really seen Joe around the neighborhood in a while.
So go there. Comic books, more wrestling, puzzles, arguments that are profane, and talking on a porch. You can get all those things there. We are also on pwponderings.com, at pwponderings on Twitter. You can find all our shows on their website and in their feed, apart from our Podbean, which would be at WednesdayNightWarPodcast.com. What else? Our friends of the show at the A Show on CKCC. I was on 2 weeks ago. They put a new episode up this week. Give a listen. They were booking 2005 WWF, I think. But I listened. Give them a listen. Give them a like. That's Matt and Chris. Also, Pod That Dreaded Sundown at Pod Sundown on Twitter. Our friends Chuck and Bill. Sadly, not Billy and Chuck.
For Halloween, they need to do it.
They really do.
Oh my God. They need to do it,
Uh-huh.
and Des needs to be Rico.
Oh, yes.
Fucking love Rico.
She'd kill that Rico.
I got to text Des tomorrow and be like, hey, Des, I need to teach you about Rico.
Right, definitely. So, anyway, they're a horror movie podcast and horror movie collector podcast, and I believe this week they're doing the Howie Mandel classic Little Monsters.
I'm stoked for it.
Which is great and scarier than a kid's movie should be.
Yeah. They did a great episode on 30 Days a Night last week. I forgot how much I liked that.
That's a good movie.
That's a really good movie.
Little Monsters, if you haven't seen it, it's worth the watch. It's about a kid who finds the monster world under his bed.
Just a kid?
Fred Savage.
All right, good.
His dad, Daniel Stern. It's great.
Yeah.
But hilarity ensues. He makes friends with one of the monsters played by Howie Mandel. There's a scene where all the monsters play baseball, but it's with shit.
It's so good.
It is. It was a favorite when I was a kid.
I loved it.
And I had it taped off of like Cinemax or Showtime or something when I was a kid, and it had a phone number, which was 1-900-65-MAURICE. Which was Howie Mandel's character, and that was the hotline you would call.
I love that you fucking remember that.
I do. There was even a song. 1-900-65-MAURICE. Anyway.
I'm going to say right now, because I know Chuck listens, if you don't do that next week, we're gonna have a problem, buddy.
I hope I didn't miss those. I'm going to feel real bad if I mess those numbers up. I might have. But anyway.
I kind of hope you did.
But it's close to that. But anyway, and then Cinema Vertigogo at Cinema Vertigogo on Twitter. Our friends Ron and Sam and James, and not our friend Robbie.
You're so harsh.
This is just a good test to see if Robbie still listens. But they do movies. They talk movies 2 a week. Lots of fun stuff, lots of crazy stuff all over the place. Those are good people, so give them a listen. And then Brett has another plug that I don't have written down here.
Yeah, well, because this was sprung this week, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. Our friends Tim and Marcus from over at Final Wrestling Place, they launched a new show this week called Viewer's Choice. It's on the North-South Connection at VC on North-South on Twitter. If you want to give them a follow, they're doing like some classic pay-per-views. They're also doing current pay-per-view reviews as well. They did 94 Rumble, which it was a really good episode. Check those dudes out. Really good news. North-South Connection at pod.podbean.com. I don't know if it's on like a podcast app or Spotify yet. I'm sure it'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to those boys. Those are some of the homies. So
Yes.
good for them. I looked on independentwrestling.tv's website, Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium. I don't see anything live this weekend.
Ooh.
Which in the current state of the world might be a good thing. But if you want to go on that website and watch the finest in independent wrestling, use the promo code Mortis and it'll get you 5 days for free.
Wow.
That was really weird. Sorry. But if you want to hit us up personally on Twitter.
Oh, hey, that was my part, huh?
I got it.
Okay.
Listen, I can do this too. All right?
I'm broken up because it's 1-989 Maurice. So
You fucking schlub.
I know.
How dare you?
I failed all of us.
All right, Chuck, if you're listening, bury him on the show.
It's fine. I don't listen.
Shoot from the... Wow, that's so rude. Shoot from the hip on him, brother. You guys have heat now.
That's fine.
How dare you?
I always like Billy better anyway.
What is happening? Wow. You're so mean.
That's right.
But if you want to follow us on Twitter, my personal is at BrettXEdge570. I mean, I'm just full of Sixers talk right now.
Yeah.
Get your all-star votes in from my boys. Literally, that's like all I've been talking about. I also tweeted out the cover that of PWI of Tatanka buries the hatchet in the hearts of the fans.
Oh, in the hearts of me.
In the hearts of DJ specifically. You're never going to get over that.
Never. I'll never forgive him. Never.
But yeah, hit me up on there. We'll talk wrestling. We'll talk movies, whatever you want to do.
If I ever have the chance to, and I had at one point and I didn't when he wrestled in Chikara all those years ago, but if I ever had the chance to meet Tatanka, I would like to get my picture with him and tell him how I'll never forgive him and hope that he shows a little bit any interest in my story. Because when I told Papa Shango my story about how I was obsessed with him when I was 8 years old, he no-sold me completely.
Can you tell that story real quick?
When I was a little kid, I was at summer camp and they brought a face painter guy in to do everyone's face paint, and you had to pick what you wanted. And you didn't even have to pick off a board. You can get whatever you wanted. And I walked up and I said, I want Papa Shango. And they were like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, Papa Shango. And they were like, I don't know what that is. And I started screaming, Papa Shango! And at this point, I'm crying because nobody knows what Papa Shango is. And I was so little, I was so young that I couldn't just say a skull. So I was just screaming Papa Shango to the point where they had to call my mom and she had to come pick me up. And the face painter guy painted a tiny little Ultimate Warrior symbol on my cheek, like he did that. Like Warrior had that one time, and sent me home. And just listen to this. If you know anything about Papa Shango, as a kid who wanted his face painted like Papa Shango, Ultimate Warrior was about the worst.
That's like the absolute antithesis of Papa Shango.
Right. Killed me. And that was when I loved him. I was probably too old to cry about it, but I did anyway. And I told Papa Shango this at a meet and greet once, and he just looked at me, full makeup, full regalia, and just went, yeah.
God bless Charles Wright.
I was expecting to become friends with Charles Wright. He was gonna give me his Rolex when he got too drunk. And
he just no-sold the shit out of you.
Completely no-sold.
How dare he?
I know. Killed me. Man. Killed me.
See, when I met Brian Westbrook, I was like, dude, you're like my favorite Eagle ever. And he was just like, thanks.
Yeah. I was like, probably hear that a lot.
He was the man.
Yeah.
I don't really have good meet and greet stories because I don't really do it.
Well, if you want to hear more of my meet and greet stories, and that's pretty much all of them except for the time that Terry Funk put me in a headlock, you can follow me on Twitter at TheDooge, TAGDOOGE. I don't know what else I'm talking about on there. Muppets, WrestleMania, not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble.
Like, really? You're talking about WrestleMania?
I don't know. Whatever else.
Well,
my Hasbros. But that's it, pal.
You got a lot of Hasbros.
I do.
Man.
I got too many.
There's no such thing.
That's true. Well, there is. I mean, I could run out, I guess. You get all of them, but that's not going to happen.
Okay, if you get all of them, then retire.
Right. True.
Just retire.
True.
But
if anybody wants to gift me a 123 Kid Hasbro, you can send it to P.O. Box, I don't know, 1-900-89 Maurice.
1-900-909-9900.
Yes.
All All right. I think that's
it, pal.
That's the end of the gig here this week.
Let's get out of here. I got a disclaimer to record.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you a ton. Siri on my phone. Shut the fuck up. All right. Pro wrestling. Let's go.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Check out Super Teen or Teen Machine.